Hello, we're going to show how to override the book-to-tax adjustment logic in the B2T engine. We're going to explicitly specify the adjustment value for an account instead of letting the engine make the adjustment. The more accurate the adjustments, the more accurate the tax results. We know that normally a user only needs to map his accounts to the suitable standard accounts, and then the B2T engine will automatically make the adjustments for its tax calculation. Sometimes the account mapping may not be exact, such as when the account is not tax sensitized, in that its balance may contain values of different tax treatments. For example, a meals and entertainment expense account mixes both expenses for clients and for company's employees. One is not tax deductible, while the other may be partially deductible. In this case, the user may choose to calculate the book-to-tax adjustment separately and to tell the engine to use its more accurate value for tax calculation. Let's see how this can be done. So let's take a look at a simple example. The hello world example, where we want to calculate for a US company P that has a revenue of $1,000. We want to know how much is its taxes. Let's further assume that P also maintains a meals entertainment expense account, and for that accounting period, it has incurred $100, like this. So we have P company that has MEEXP meals and entertainment expense, and it has a debit $100. Now we also need to let the engine know what exactly is this MEEXP account. So we go to the setup sheet, and we're going to enter another record to map that. So here's a mapping record that maps the ME expense account to the meals and entertainment account. So now we're all set. We're going to save it. And we're going to submit it to the B2T engine by using the easy button in the recurring input sheet. On top of that sheet, we have the easy button, and we click and submit. If the engine happens to start cold, it may take 20-30 seconds to warm up. Otherwise, it'll be rather quick. So it's done. Let's open the output file. So here's a calculation. We go to the provision sheet for that calculation using the shortcut and take a look at the details. Now, we see for that meals and entertainment expense account, we have the ending balance 100, and our adjustment value for that account is credit 100. And therefore, the whole thing is added back to the book income to arrive at the taxable income. Now, let's assume the company mixed up the expenses for the employee and the expenses for the clients together in this account. So therefore, part of that expense is actually deductible. So therefore should not be added back to be taxed in this period. And after more careful calculation, and the company determines that only 60 out of the 100 is currently taxable, and therefore should be added back. So the adjustment should be 60 as opposed to 100. Now, how can we override the engine's adjustment logic here? So let's go back to the input file. We close the output file, and we go back to the input file. Here's our trial balance over here. The ending balance is 100 is being used, and we want to override the engine's logic to make the adjustment by specifying our more accurate adjustment value. we need to go to this user adjustment override type code. We need to specify how we're going to override it. And we're going to specify over here saying specified ADJ value. Okay, we're going to specify the adjustment value. And if we hover over the description over here, we see the specified ADJ value. It takes a property book tax adjustment. So therefore, we enter a property here for that record. And here, book tax ADJ equal to our more accurate value, which is credit 60. So we save it, and we're going to submit it again. And it's done. So let's open the result. And we go to the provision calculation sheet to see the logic. Now this time around, we see the adjustment is credit 60. So therefore only 60 is being added back to the book income to arrive at the taxable income. As over here, the book income is this much because 1,000 less the expense, you have 900. However, 60 adjustment is being added back to it. So the taxable is actually 960, and 21% we have the tax. So we see here, the key thing is here, we set our own adjustment value and override the engine's calculation logic. And the engine in the notes column over here for that record told us the calculation B2T adjustment with user formula. So it actually realized we wanted to use a user value. So therefore, it followed our wishes. So to summarize, in order to explicitly specify a book-to-tax adjustment value for an account balance, we need to do so on the corresponding trial balance record. So we go back to the input file. We go back to the input file. On the input file, we need to specify we have a specified ADJ value type code and supply the value in the book tax ADJ property. That's it. Thanks for watching.